YouTube? It's your girl Jada Jonay, and I am back with another video. You already saw the title. Today I am back with yet another story time / girl talk. It's spooky season. I told y'all to send me in some of your friendship and dating horror stories. I have an email full. I had some sent to my DM. I freaking lost them, so I might have to do a part 2 after I find those. But for today, I think the most of these are going to be friendship horror stories. You also would like to send something in, because I might keep this going depending on how it does and depending on how you guys like this. It's an email to send me all of your stories and things that you might want to hear my input on. But yeah, I'm not even gonna talk y'all heads off. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this one is titled Friendship Horror Story.
Hey girlie, hope your evening is going well. This is my so-called friend that became my friend solely because we had the same friends in common. I knew she never really liked me, but I always kept it cute and cordial because I'm never with drama. I avoid it if I'm ever in anything. If anything, it found me.
Whew, y'all, this is long. This is long. This is tea. First of all, your first mistake was befriending her because y'all had a mutual friend and you knew she didn't like you. Someone who don't like all those, what I've realized in all of my years of like friendships, and people who kind of have that I ain't like you at first but you cool, or I thought this about you at first but you cool, those type of friendships stimulate, especially when someone don't know you, feel a way about you for no reason. It's almost always gonna crash and burn and go up in flames because it's not given genuine. You had preconceived notions, and sometimes those preconceived notions can go into the friendship. That's number one mistake.
Around early December 2022, she hits up the chat saying she's planning a girls' night on Christmas Eve into Christmas. At this time, I had just got my first car in October. My first car note was about to be due on my birthday in January. I have a little sister and godson that I buy gifts for on top of buying gifts for my parents. So I'm like, okay, if I come, I won't stay. I'll just come chill a little because I want to be at my parents' house when my sister get up to open her gifts. And she's like, okay, we all put it in on the Airbnb. I said, okay, I'm not staying though, but let me see, I might change my mind. I could come and stay, then leave early morning to be back before my sister gets up. She's in this Airbnb, Jada. It had 2 queen-size beds and a small couch. Everything looked like it was a raggedy Airbnb. So I asked, like, how many of us going? She said, about 6 girls. I'm like, we all not gonna fit. I'm not putting it on an Airbnb that I don't have for sure sleeping arrangements. I'm likely to not stay anyways. She didn't like that. Then she's like, okay, fine, I'm getting matching PJs and making bags. Everybody has to send $50. And let me see what they look like and what you putting in the bags. Because as I said, I don't have money right now to be just giving for something I don't really have to go to.
Facts. She
was mad and tried to go out talking about, why do I always have to be the only one that have an issue with plans? It's only $50. Nobody else asks questions. I said, girl, please get on. I have other things to pay for. I still have to pay for my birthday plans. Everybody knows getting birthday ready costs a lot. So I really didn't have it. That little girls' night was something I didn't want to go to for real. When I told her, she didn't like it. I told her I have a family that I need to be with, but I'm trying to fit in what she has going on. And she mad because I wanted to see what I was about to give her money for, which shouldn't be an issue. She made it one. I told her, F her and that little sleepover. And what's funny is she didn't even have it. She ended up canceling it. I could never put no money in on something. I'm just coming in to mingle and leave. I wasn't even gonna drink or eat. Nothing, just was showing my face. And she was mad because I wasn't trying to pay for nothing. Please, we haven't talked since then. I forgot to add the fact she was always the type of friend that would get irritable if any of us didn't want to go around a bunch of men. She always had a new boy best friend or a new homeboy.
Red flag, red flag, red flag. My input from that, it sounded like y'all already had like a kind of rocky foundation starting off as friends. Y'all kind of tolerate each other due to the fact that y'all had mutual friends. That's kind of like touchy because I've had that like come up, not necessarily with me, but friend groups where people within that friend group, not necessarily the best of friends. It works because it's a group. And all I can say to that is just, it's not really much you can do, especially when y'all all have the same friend group. It's kind of like, oh, I gotta deal with your ass. You really don't. And you can make that clear to your other friends, like, I don't really walk with her. We could vibe on our own, but when it comes to her, I just don't want to be around. Like, I could be cordial, but you don't gotta be too deep in. As far as the Christmas party situation, I don't blame you for wanting to know where your money going, because I'm the type of person, if I'm throwing a party, I'm not asking everybody to pitch in. That's just me. Like, if I throw my Christmas party, you just come, you get your pajamas and everybody just show up. I'm paying for the food. If I'm having gift bags, that's something I want to do. If I'm having prizes, all that's coming out of my pocket. She the one planning it. Now, if y'all all came together and was like, we gonna have a Christmas party, what we gonna do for it, that's different. Everybody pitching in to create the party. But if it was her idea and she's the bookkeeper and the treasurer and she's the one handling the funds, where's my funds going? Why you can't tell me what is in the $50 gift in the $50 gift bag? The fact that she even questioned that, it was kind of like, why you can't tell me what you getting? Because it's not like she was surprising y'all with gift bags. She was going to make the gift bags on y'all dime. The gift bags on y'all dime. So it's like, if it's on my dime, let me know what I'm paying for. But I don't not agree with that at all. I feel like you moved the right way. Like, it just sounded like she wasn't a friend anyways. I consider my friends in their circumstances all the time. And I'm not finna be like, it's just $50 or it's just this or it's just that. I feel like that's a little bit rude, especially in the economy that we are living in. So she could have worded it differently. It's just given she never liked you. That's just what it's, y'all, she tolerated you, you tolerated her, but now it's like, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for y'all to fall out. And it's kind of like, do away with you. I don't really care for you. The fact that she didn't even have the party shows that she wasn't serious about it. And it sounded like she was trying to go above and beyond. And honestly, she didn't have the budget to go above and beyond. So she was trying to make y'all pitch in. When in reality, y'all could have did something even more simple. Second of all, who is having a friend Christmas party on Christmas Eve? People on actual Christmas Eve, they be with their family. So that would already be like, girl, I'll drop in and drop out. But it just gave a sense of entitlement. And like I said, the fact that she pushed it back showed like you don't want to have a party for real, because you could have a Christmas party on a budget. You don't need all the glitz, the glam, and all this other stuff. Like, you could ball on a budget. Dollar Tree has great decorations. Sound like she was trying to get a little more out of y'all for whatever reason. Maybe she wanted to put it in her pocket. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's like a horror story for real, but it sounds like she was boy crazy. I'm not gonna lie, them boy crazy girls, I had a friend like that. I had a friend or two like that. People who are boy crazy or strictly male centered, and I'm not talking about the ones who have a boyfriend or love their man or want a man. The ones that will do anything by that crazy, delusional, stuff like that, no sense or guidance when it comes to men. Those are not good friends, because it's always gonna be about a man. It's always gonna be about a man. They always want a man attention. Y'all go out, they want somebody to buy all their drinks. You can't even have fun for real because they worry about, I won't wear it. No. That'll never be a good person to be around, because like I said, male center equals red flag. And you just don't want to be around them type of people, because most of the time they're birds. They're birds and they groupies. And it's just not delightful. Next, friendship debacle, and it's messy with screenshots.
I'm now in a committed relationship with my boyfriend, and one of my homegirls has met my boyfriend, and we've actually been on a double date with one of my boyfriend's friends. Her and his friend didn't end up working out. Went after the double date, me and her are hanging out, and out of the blue she says, you know it's crazy because your boyfriend...
This bitch ain't serious, is she?
You know it's crazy, right? Because your boyfriend is just my type. And starts describing him to a T.
Wait a minute. You better not ever tell me to my face my is her type. And a friend? That's not your friend. Immediately no.
Your boyfriend is just my type. And starts describing him to a T. She mentions his hair, his height, his hairstyle, his dark skin. I was stunned. But I wanted to play cool and see where her head was at. So I asked her to rate my man 1 through 10.
Nah, sister, you crazy. Asking her to rate him 1 through 10 is crazy. You set yourself up for the okie doke. Cause hell nah.
I won't get mad at you. She takes a minute to respond and she says 8 out of 10. If he had clear skin, dressed better, he would be a 10. I didn't know how to feel. This is my first boyfriend. But the more time went on, more weird I feel about it. An opportunity came where I could bring up the conversation again over text. This is what she said. I think we have different types. Because anytime I find someone fine, you don't. She said, so the girl in the email, she said, well, you said my man is your type. Friend said, that's been the only one. Drops phone, now we about to fight.
You mean to tell me that the man I got right now, out of all the men I ever talked to, that's the only one that you are attracted to? So you want my man? You want him? That's what it's giving. Want to fight? That's like somebody saying, do he got a brother? Forget about me, right?
Like, well, for reference, let's refrain from saying my man is your type. Then the friend said, you brought him up, but I agree. Girl, he's an example. He ain't my type for real. So she said, fast forward to last week. We came home from a night out and I was on the phone with my boyfriend. She walks into the room when she sees I'm on the phone and says, which one is that? Which is shady, knowing he could hear her and knowing I only talk to him. Overall, I am still cool with her. Don't be. I have definitely taken a step back, but I feel so bad for myself. I don't know if I should completely cut off the friendship or just continue to fall back and maybe keep her around just as a party friend. Everyone is telling me to cut it off, but I really just don't know. Even if I cut it off, how can I go about it? Thanks.
Tricky, because you don't want to make it seem like you're cutting her off over a dude, which in theory, like, you really not. You cutting her off over disloyal traits and characteristics, because I don't know, there's just certain things when it comes to your friend man that's just like off limits. I don't even care to talk about, let alone even look at or think about my friend's man's characteristics, looks, how I feel about him. That's not my place. That's not your place, honey. And anytime that's even a thing, it's kind of like side eye, because why you care what this person look like that's for me? I don't care if you think he's butt ugly or fine as hell. Keep that to yourself, because it don't matter. He's not for you, he's for me. He's blurring the lines a little bit, and them are the type that will f your man. Unfortunately, there's people like that out there, and I've seen it. You think somebody your friend? No, she wants your man. Nah, steer clear of that. Like, nah, I don't really, you don't know, like, if y'all be around each other a night out, you know, friends start being around each other, somebody get drunk, it's just too many weird areas that could be a mix of that. It's the fact that she looking at your man. Like, I don't see my friends niggas at all. Like, I don't even look that way. I don't even want to speak for real. That's me just being honest. I don't care to. I don't need to. This my friend. I don't really got to be friends with you. But the fact that she's looking at him and she's pulling out his characteristics and his hair and his skin tone and la da 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 da. No. I'm not going to say you necessarily have to cut her off, but she's definitely boy crazy. She's giving me boy crazy, because anybody with some respect for themselves, they would never tell their friend. Basically said, yeah, I be peeping your man. I got my eyes on your man. That's basically what she said in so many words. And as a friend, you should never. You should never. I don't, like, no. She basically said your man fine. She said, do you keep her as a party friend? I won't even say that, because when you push her to a distance, that might make her go off. That might make her be even more disloyal. So it's like, it's kind of hard, like, how you would navigate that. I would just kind of side eye her, take her for what she is. If anything outside of that, she never really showed you any signs of being like a weirdo, because that's very, very weird. Some people take stuff like that lightly. Some people are very, very carefree in a way, in a sense. So she might have said that like blindly, not even thinking about it. Like, but even then, it's like, because even her response to you saying, refrain from calling my man your type, she kind of was like, I'm just playing, da da da. It's like, it could go either way. I don't really know y'all friendship, so I can't tell you verbatim, like, cut off, she fake, she a snake. I would definitely say, watch her. Definitely watch her. And honestly, I wouldn't tell my man nothing, because men are grimy. And what I've learned about men is you can say something to a man and that'll spark his interest or spark his attention. I don't know if you've said anything to him yet, but I would kind of say, like, hold that down between y'all two, like you and her. Actually, indirectly bring a woman into your man's vision. So, like, kind of make him look her way even more, because men get a kick out of stuff like that. So, not to say that your man is like that, but I would say definitely look into that situation, but don't hold too much over it. Like, I would say keep her close, but don't give her a sign that you like irritated about it or you felt the way about it. I already discussed it. It's kind of like up in the air. It's gone, null and void. But just keep it notated. I would say that. Keep it notated. Move very graceful with the situation. But just watch how she acts moving forward when it comes to certain things. She get around your man, she overly twerking. She overly talking about her niggas or talking about inappropriate things that she should not be discussing around you and your man. Think about those things more so. But I wouldn't say necessarily like just cut her off. It's nothing directly that she has done per se. She's just kind of like talking outside of her neck. So I say watch it, but don't take it too. But definitely watch that hoe. Horror story. This is story number 3.
Hi Jada, I've been watching you for some years now.
Thank you.
Anyways, to the story. In high school, I had 3 very close friends. We were all on the cheer team. We told our secrets to each other, and we all knew about the dudes that we were talking to. So I had been talking to this dude for a whole school year, and me and him talked every single day. We were close, and my friend group knew how I felt about him because I confided in them and only them about him because he and I didn't want everyone to know that we talked. It was a very low-key vibe. So one day, it's summertime by the way, my friend from the group posted some messages on her Snapchat private story, and I knew it was him in the messages because I talked to the boy every day. I knew exactly how he texted. So I slid up and I said, "Who is this?" And she was bold enough to straight up tell me it was him. The messages were a little vague, but it definitely had me questioning what the hell they was talking about the whole time. Said the boy named who he was. He was trying to F with me, and I told him no because he used to F with you and all that. Like, let's be friends. I said okay, but I just kept texting him dry. Then he said who your friends are and sent that. She said I definitely blocked him.
The friend is saying, trying to talk to her, but she was like she ain't going for that because he used to talk to her friend. He asked could they be friends, and she apparently was like yes. I don't see what he sent, but she said she ended up blocking him.
The girl who emailed, she said, who? About so-and-so? You talking about Mookie? Like with the dreads? Like the one I talk to every day? And she said, yes, bruh. He said, we don't talk like that. I'm sitting here like, you're a whole cap. He told me not to tell you.
Friend like, oh, element, okay, like bad. Like he telling you he don't mess with me like that, but we talk every day? Ben? All right, cool.
Friend said, but that's just weird to me. And so the girl, she's like, I'm like mind blown. So he was really trying to mess with me and sent me nudes. I was like, bro, what the hell? He was like, I know you and Pete close, but he was trying to come to my house and stuff. Like, no. So she was like, wow. She just really like one word in her. And friend takes in paragraphs. I told him I'd rather just be friends, and he said okay, but he kept complimenting me, and I don't know, it was weird. Like I was telling him that I can't do that to you, and he was like, well, don't tell anybody. And I'm just like, bro, what? So she's like, that's crazy. Right, and when he sent that, I blocked him on everything. I wasn't supposed to tell you. Like, how y'all start texting? That's what the girl said. She said he replied to my story when I was at a baby shower and was like, save me some. I was like, no, you don't need to be eating junk. And he asked for my number so we could play iMessage games. Then he started to have a conversation.
If that's all to the story, not gonna lie, friend. I don't feel like friend is guilty. First of all, let me just go back to high school days, like in my mind, in my mentality. I'm not gonna lie. Depending on some people, a lot in high school was never that serious. It wasn't real. So especially if y'all were just talking, it's kind of like hard for me as an adult, as a 23-year-old woman, to kind of put myself back into like 17, 16, 18-year-old Jada's mind frame, because I can't say exactly how it would feel then. Me looking now though, honestly though, when he came at her, I would say this: she probably should have never even played the iMessage games, took it off of the app or whatever, because he expressed interest in you regardless. So regardless of if y'all say, oh, we're just gonna keep it as friends, or we gonna sit and play iMessage games, regardless of that, he still initially came to you romantically. Like he wanted to talk, he's sending you nudes, doing this, he doing that. So that's more so what would have turned me off, because I'm like, I wouldn't even responded from the get-go. But the fact that she responded is showing that she might be going a little bit. But she did say she blocked him. I think maybe more so it's just like y'all being young, so it might hit a little different. I ain't gonna lie. But honestly, she blocked him. She didn't let it go any further than just a friendship. Why she wanted to be friends with somebody you were talking to, I don't know. That's not really a horror story to me. Like, that don't feel like she really just backdoored you. Yeah, that was on some like shady, messy, but it wasn't like, especially because she told you everything, you know, and she almost immediately told you everything. I think that's a little bit different. Give her some grace. You didn't really like say much, and from what it sounded like, he wasn't anyways, because you said like y'all were a very low-key vibes, and I know people who had situations with people in high school, and those low-key vibes, basically people that don't want the world to know they messing with you. That's how it was for real. Like I know people who would talk to somebody every day, text them, see them outside of school, act like strangers when they be in school. So it's more so like he was trying to keep you a secret, or me just being honest with you, he wasn't you for real. So I'm not even surprised that he tried to, you know, chop it up with your friend. It's more so like, you couldn't be mad with your friend. I don't think you should be mad with your friend. You should more so laugh about it. Now, like I said, she didn't have to go as far to try and experience or see what was going on, but she did it, and it's like, it ain't that major. It could have been worse. One more story, and this says, the male best friend from hell.
Jada, first I want to say I love your content and have been watching you for years now. I'm extremely proud and happy to see you grow.
Love you too. Thank you.
Now to the story. I've had a male best friend for many years, since we were 12 to 13 years old. We are currently 24 and 25. There has never been a romantic connection between the two of us. When we graduated high school, he went out to the Navy in our home state and went to college. When he had time off, he would come home and visit me on campus. He would flirt with multiple of my college friends, which I never cared, and even encouraged my homegirls to talk to him. Cause
period, baby, he in the Navy, getting them benefits. I know that's right.
Years later, I graduated and he left the Navy and moved to a different state where he got married and had a child. Around August of 2023, he let me know that he got a divorce and that he wanted to talk to one of my best friends. I hooked him up. They had relations where he would come back in town, but it didn't last long. They left off on good terms and everything was still cool. Around May of this year, he comes to visit me. Why would this man try to get me drunk and ask me to go to Mexico with him for his birthday? He says, if I'm flying you out for my birthday, I'm expecting some meow. I'm expecting some meow. He put the kid. I declined because I'm drunk at this point and think he's joking. He proceeds to flirt with me the whole entire night in front of my other friend and her boyfriend. The next day, he acted like nothing happened. He recently called me letting me know how he moved back home to Jersey permanently and that he wanted to see me. Jada, I cursed him out when I seen him. We have not spoken since. I'm sad because I truly see him as a brother and we did so much for each other. He's even cool with my family. 10 plus years of friendship down the drain.
Oh, sister, I feel for you. Platonic, other sex friendships, basically. Those are very, 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 very tricky. Especially if you're attractive. Men are going to be men, boys will be boys. That's how the saying goes, and there's nothing false about that statement. Now, I think that y'all could have had a conversation. You didn't really go into detail about why you cussed him out. You just, when alcohol is involved, it's like you kind of got to be a little more lenient, even though they say it's like truth serum. But I feel like to an extent, like y'all can have a conversation. Because you said the next day he acted like nothing happened. So he probably didn't mean for all that to transpire. He was drunk. Now, he may feel a way towards you. Like he may feel like something for you. I don't necessarily think that that's grounds for very, very vague on the story. You're not telling me too much. So I don't really know exactly what it was. Like, are you completely uninterested in him? You only want to be friends? Disrespectful about it? Did he like make you feel uncomfortable? You're not really telling me that, so I really can't see where all the anger is coming from as far as leading up to the cuss out. But I will say platonic male friendships can be tricky because a man is a man that looks at you and thinks you are beautiful or attractive. If he had the chance to jump on you, he would. If he had the chance to date you, he would. But sometimes they play a little on a safer route as being friends. I relate because I've had male friendships that I feel like were more than a friendship when I wanted a friendship, but it didn't give mutually friends. And it can hurt because all this time you're loving this person as a friend. You trust this person. Like you said, y'all been friends since you were 11. That's 10 years. Literally 10 years. And you're trusting this person. This is somebody who you love genuinely, have seen different parts of you in different stages. And you come at me with, you want to take me on your birthday trip and you're going to be expecting something from me? Like, that would turn me off too. I'm not going to lie. That would make me feel like, well, dang, am I just a piece of meat to you all these years? That's what you've gotten out of this friendship? So I don't blame you for that. I will say, have a conversation. Have a conversation with him. I feel like conversations and clarity is the best policy. Just because you never quite know exactly what it is. So maybe talk to him. Like I said, when liquor is involved, I try not to hold too much I try not to hold people too much to what goes on when they're drunk, because you're incoherent, number one. Number two, even though they say it's truth serum, I want you to 100% know what you're saying to me with your chest soberly. So I would say maybe have a conversation, as much as you may not want to. But that's a long friendship to just throw away without any direct conversation, especially being that you curse him out in the heat of a moment type of vibe. So I would say I would have a conversation, or I would at least express to him exactly how I feel, what went wrong. Like I said, he act like it never happened. It's not like he pursued it or pushed for it. So maybe he wasn't really meaning what he was saying. But I would say, hear him out if he wants to be heard out. Because honestly, sometimes we glamorize situations with people. Sometimes we think that our role in people's life is bigger than it actually is. You may look at him as this friend of 10 years. We've been best friends. We've been 12 years old. He may look at you like, we've been cool for this long. Like, we've been cool since middle school. He might not even look at it like friends. He might think you just his dog. Y'all cool. This my homegirl. Like, that might just be what it is too. So you never know until you ask. So I would say have that communication and have that conversation. This is the last one because this sounds funny.
My former best friend told me she was a psychic. Ooh.
That fits in for the horror story.
Later, she said that she found out through signs, music and things that I was trying to mess with her man. The guy started one of those instas that only post quotes. One of them said something along the lines of, if your girlfriend try to talk to you, then it is a setup. We were roommates at the time, and she basically just left that day. I haven't seen or talked to her since then. Mind you, the man was living in another state.
Your friend became a sidekick. First of all, lock her up and throw away the key. Don't even talk to her no more, because that's not of God. I don't know if you're Christian or not, but people that be into all that hoopla and mess like that scare me anyways. People who be all around them tarot readers and going to sidekicks and stuff like that. I don't follow up people like that because I think they're bad crazy, if I'm gonna be honest. People like that be crazy. All that evil eye and what is it? Chakras and all of that. Stones. I don't believe in that. I've experienced a friend who was into stuff like that, and her ass was crazy as hell. The fact that she up over a pot and believed that you was talking to her man, which you probably weren't, she delusional. I don't even got much to say to that. The fact that she left and never came back, that's funny that y'all never talked after that. But take it as you lost someone who you didn't need, because she sounds like she's a psychopath. So her loss. And I hope she finds out, because that's it. That's all for today's horror story. If y'all want me to keep this segment going, definitely let me know. It could be all kind of horror stories. It could be family trauma. It could be anything. I'm here to talk to y'all, to chat with y'all. I want to start doing my girl talks, if not weekly, bi-weekly, because I actually thoroughly enjoy these videos. I really have fun doing girl talks. I love talking. I love tapping in with y'all ever so often. So if y'all want to keep this going. Definitely email me. This will be the email down below. It's easier for me to do the email instead of DM because I don't be seeing all my DMs. Yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it for today's video. It's spooky season. I have so much more to come. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on that bell post notification so you'll be notified every time your girl posts a video. Yeah, I will see you guys in my next freaking video. Ooh.